Uh-oh. Hello, people. Welcome aboard. Don't mind that. Just down there getting a cigarette, folks. Happy Friday. You know what that means? It is Fuck That Guy Friday. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful Fuck That Guy Friday. It's a beautiful day here. I don't know if you can see it too much, but the colors are changing. A lot of color change around here. It's kind of early this season, but okay. Speaking of color, let's talk about this guy and his preoccupation with color and race and things like that. Let me try to keep this fairly clean and fairly short, folks. The guy that calls himself Tommy Scoville, again last night, just as on many nights, he mentioned Q. You all know Q? That's his imaginary friend. Q is a gentleman who he said he did time with while he was incarcerated in the federal pen, folks. Q is black. That's right. He's a colored guy, African American. Well, that's enough of that. He's a black guy. How do we know that? Because he said it. He didn't just say it a couple times. He says that every single time he mentions Q. Whenever he mentions Q, he always mentions that Q is black. He highlights that. That's like a major thing. Like, what is that? He usually says this, and you know, when he's talking about Q and Q being black, and how he was putting his life at risk in the federal pen, walking in the hallway or the corridor with Q, and in a relationship, whether it was sexual or friendly or whatever with Q, that he was putting himself at risk. Now listen, people. He was in protective custody when he was incarcerated because of his rap sheet, not because he beat up a cop or whatever other story that he's told you people. These things never happened. But what has happened is he took a collar a long time ago in the late 80s for sexual assault upon a 15-year-old female at his high school. He was a little over a year older than the girl. It wasn't a statutory thing like where there was consent, but there was an age thing. No, it was violent. He was charged as an adult. It was probably one of the first times he was in trouble, so he didn't do much jail time over it. And I believe that they suspended his sentence, which was recommended at a certain number of years to a certain number of years. But I believe he got probation for it. And again, if you want the court records, email me, and I'll give them to you. I will redact the victim's name. Just as if when people comment on my videos, I don't want to hear that girl's name or her initials. Okay? She's my age now. But it's not my business to get involved with talking to her or anything like that. She's a survivor, folks. And this guy that calls himself Tommy Scoville, his name is Brett. He called her a liar. He said she was lying. You pled guilty to it there, Brett. You pled guilty to it. You pled guilty, and whenever he is incarcerated since then, it's likely that he's going to be in protective custody. So if Q is a real person, Q was also in protective custody for whatever reason. Now he tells us that Q is a double murderer that was robbing a drug house and ended up shooting two people that were there and killing them. And I don't know. I can't find proof of that, you know. And I do have a certain set of skills when it comes to digging people, because as you know, I'm a fucking digger. I am a fucking digger, and I have a certain set of skills, folks. All right. I believe that he's a figment of this guy's imagination, or that his name is not Q, and that he's created the Q character based off other people, probably in the movies or at other times during his incarceration or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that this guy is overcompensating constantly and virtue signaling that he was black, and I love the guy. He was like a guru, and he taught me so much, and Q this, Q that. But whenever he mentions him, he always mentions the guy's race. Always. You know that. I know that. He knows that. I mean, that in and of itself is racist. Now, I don't claim to be like this perfect person. And as I've said before, I have said and done things in the past, and maybe even the present, that other people have alleged are racist, okay? For things that I have done that I recognize, are racist, like in the past, I've made amends with those people. I made amends, like, I'm not like that. So, but I don't feel it's necessary to come on and talk about it like that. Like, what is up with the virtue signaling? And why, if the guy is your friend, a mentor, a guru, what is the point of always mentioning that he's black? And the brother is the same way. When the brother mentions Q, the couple of times that he's mentioned Q, talking about his younger brother, he's also mentioned that Q is black. Like, if you want to stop racism and all this like nonsense, don't mention people's race like that. Like, if you're talking, if the thing about him being black was like germane to the situation, like, yeah, bring it up. Like, if you're giving a description of Q because he's lost, and you're having the police are trying to find him, he's wandered off or something, and or if he's you're giving a description of somebody that like committed a crime or like a lost person or whatever, yeah, then you're going to say they're black. But why does he say it every single time he mentions the guy? That's like, it's like the he's got a black friend thing. There's a lot of people that they are racist and I got black friends. I mean, it's kind of weak. Like, I could stand here all day too and talk about all my black friends, but that would, first of all, I'd be lying, because I don't have any more black friends than I have white friends or anything like that. But like, what the hell is the point? Like, why constantly say that he's black? And then you whine about racism. Now, in the past several days of his streams, since his big brother lost his shit and decided that now he's the love train, the love boat guy now they've been calling each other faggot, people. That's right. That's a horrible, horrible slur. I don't know how the videos are remaining monetized. Every time he says it, he says things like that. He says, I lost monetization. Well, that can't be true, because when I watch these videos, I'm watching commercials beforehand. So don't believe that he's losing his monetization for saying certain things. But him and his brother are calling each other faggot. And whenever he talks about Q, though, he always brings up his race. Now, he's also said that he's never called a gay guy, a gay person, the faggot word. He says that he's never done that. He stated that half a dozen times in these videos over the past week. Like, he's also said that he's never said the N-word to a black guy. He doesn't even have the balls to say what the N-word is. I mean, he's the guy that doesn't care about monetization or anything. Man, let it fly. Say that N-word. Say it. He says that he's never said it to a black guy. So what are you running around just saying it to other people? I mean, what is that? I mean, if you don't want to say the word, just say something. I mean, why are you doing that? I'm just warning you people. You're donating now to a sham fucking supposed rehab that it's a personal PayPal account. It's not a charity. And the big brother is just driving that home. He wants the donations. And you idiots that are still giving these people super chats and super thanks, super stickers, and also all the third-party payment apps, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, memberships, whatever. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, don't you see, like, these... I'm trying not to get... I'm going to have to speed this up. Maybe I'll be back later this evening. But just watch yourselves, folks. This is a warning. These guys are hardcore racists. The other night, Toots said in a video that he's been labeled a racist since he's 18 years old because of his political beliefs. He said it. Maybe I'll make a short out of that. Been making some shorts lately, remixing their shit. I'll use his words. Why not? Like, why would you... Just with a race thing. If you have a friend, why do you always go around and, hey, I want you to meet my black friend, or my friend, he's black. Like, what is that? It's demeaning to talk like that. That's putting you in like an elevated position. Like, oh yeah, well look, he's black. Like, what the fuck does it matter? What the fuck does it matter if somebody's black, white, Asian, gay, straight, whatever? Like, it's not pertinent to the story. And every single time you mention Q, you mention his race. You highlight his race. And that's disgusting. And anybody that's supporting these two, you're going to find out. You're going to find out that you've been taken. All right? I don't know what else to say. But after I do some harm reduction, after little man goes to bed tonight, maybe we'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Thanks for watching, folks. This just really burns me up, It really burns me up. This guy he's a racist. I mean, what else? I don't even care, but like, why always mention the guy's race? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? And what the fuck is wrong with any of you people that are supporting them? You all deserve so much more than just being lied to and giving your money away to these fucking clowns that continue on with their scam. They're scam artists. fucking Q, he's not real. But you want to believe he's real, you need to wonder why the fuck are they always mentioning his race? That's not going to solve anything with the issues of today, you know, with race issues and other shit. And like I say, have I said the N-word before? Yes, I've said it. Have I ever said it to a black guy? I'm sure I have. Faggot, have I ever said that to a gay guy? I don't know. But like, why is this guy giving this testimony? Like, I've never said that to this person. I've never, and then black friend, like, you, grow the fuck up, man. All of you people. Fucking shit. You got something coming, Toots. You better be packed and ready. That's what I'm saying. You better be packed and ready. Should I tell you guys when they're coming back? Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will later. I've already made videos about it, so when they do come back, you can look back and you can see the upload dates of my videos, and you can say, oh, look at that, Andy was right. This is all blurry, shitty. I'll put some images up, but we'll be back later. And again, fuck that Guy Friday, people. Fuck those scumbags.